Refreshing Wild Cherry Cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself. This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Ella Langley, bottom of your boots. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We got a pretty good episode for you today. We are back with the return of talking about country music. In 2026, in Season 12, I have not touched a country song. And I really want to keep that streak alive. I really wanted to. But, you know, when you cover all the music that's kind of dropped this week, you know, now you have to start looking at, you know, alternatives for the weekend and the week. So I thought a Sunday night, we could do some country. Now, I won't lie to y'all, country is one of my most least favorite genres of music. You know, like, I like some old country. You know, I liked it when country had some roots to it, when it had some actual good-ass singing. You know, when the instrumentals weren't just, like, basic-ass guitar loops that just kind of loop back over and over and over again. You know, I like that old style of country. I think it sounds the best. But what I'm not a fan of is this song today. And, you know, I really try to give music a fair shake, you know, a fair chance. You know, I really love Choosing Texas. You know, the Choosing Texas song, you know, when that song came out, you know, a few months back, I think it was in 2025. So this was season 11. I remember in season 11, I covered that Ella Langley song, Choosing Texas. And, you know, I really did enjoy that song. I thought that kind of reminded me of, you know, older country, you know, blended with some new country. And I do like that hodgepodge together. But then I listened to this song, and now I'm just kind of confused of what's going on here, you know, because why does Ella Langley, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but she does sound like a female Morgan Wallen. And it's kind of crazy to say this, but goddamn, these vocals are so boring, so like unoriginal, so uninspired, that it blows my mind that there's no vocal switch ups, there's no like moments where she's able to hold out her notes. Like, there is absolutely none of that. There is only, and I kid you not, only her back and forth, just like copy and pasting the hook. And I guess that can work for some people, and, you know, that can even work for me if it's a really good hook. But it's not a good hook. This hook is so fucking boring that it sounds ass. You know? The flow of the hook does not match the beat, does not match the guitar, does not match the instrumental. So that's already problem number one. You know, we're not on beat, we're not flowing well on the song, we're not sounding good on the song. And that's a big problem because, you know, when I'm listening to a country song, these are the things that I really do not want to worry about. You know, your instrumental can have a guitar solo. It can have the fiddle going crazy in the background. You know, you can have all these cool instrumental moments, which I will give you credit for. But when you have a good instrumental and you're only doing this shit on it, you know, copy and pasting a hook like 4 times, there's not even a bridge, the verses are so short that it's laughable, what the fuck are we doing? Is this even a goddamn country song? Like, the only thing that's country is the bottom of your fucking boots to your hat.
Half Man, the new HBO original limited series from Baby Reindeer creator Richard Gadd, examines the tumultuous relationship between 2 estranged brothers, tracking the highs and lows of the pair over the course of 40 years. Starring Emmy Award winner Richard Gadd and BAFTA Award winner Jamie Bell. Half Man premieres April 23rd on HBO Max.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
And, I tried my best to enjoy this track, but, when you got 2 verses that sound the same, that are the same vocal style, that are the same flow, and by the way, is the same boring-ass, sleepy vocals Morgan Wallen loves to do. Morgan Wallen just loves to fucking not try at all until the hook, and this is what the kind of similar vibe I'm getting from Ella Langley. Alright? It's the same fucking shit. It blows my goddamn mind. It's a waste of a good instrumental. I could sit up here and say the instrumental is good, but the artist who has the instrumental does absolutely nothing with it. And I think that's a big-ass fucking problem, in my opinion. So, let's talk about the instrumental. I might as well. There's one thing I can say about this song, Bottom of Your Boots, is that, the instrumental is actually pretty good. I like the guitars, I like the drums, I like the heavy feel that this song does have. That guitar solo at the end, too, was really cool. I wish there was maybe a bridge to kind of lead up to it. It just kind of happens in the song. But nevertheless, it sounds really fucking good, in my opinion. So for a good old country song to talk about on Season 12, well, I probably chose the worst one to talk about because this is surprisingly a really boring-ass song. And I really try to give country a chance, I really do, it's not like I hate country, this is where I grew up, I'm gonna give the music a chance, but when it's boring, when it's unoriginal, when it's like, what the fuck am I even listening to, when I hear the hook, when I hear the verses, and then I hear the hook 4 fucking times in a 2-minute song, in my opinion, that's a problem. That means the song is not finished. That means the song needs to go back in the lab and get some fucking work done on it because that shit sounds fucking ass. So overall, when we talk about Ella Langley, Bottom of Your Boots, this instrumental is actually really fucking good. I like the guitars. I like the sounds. I like the drums. But what really drives my gears, really makes me want to crash a dummy into a fucking mountain, it's the vocals that sound unoriginal, sound uninspired, sound boring as hell, sound like every Morgan Wallen song that I ever heard in my life. And I'm very experienced in Morgan Wallen, alright? I remember spending 3 fucking hours of my day listening to Morgan Wallen. So I'm well versed in Morgan Wallen's music, and this is the same ass vibes that I'm getting. Verses are just not that good. And then the hook. The hook is disappointing. You have this moment where the instrumental can break, where the instrumental can really show itself, and you still kind of hide behind it. You still, barely give into it. You do no vocal switch-ups on the hook. Makes no fucking sense to me. So, overall, I'm just going to have to give this song a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, what'd y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know, let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. I'll see you later. You have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.